Hi everyone. In this video, we will see how you can prepare for the final NPTEL exam or the Proctored exam of programming in modern C++ course. First of all, let's have a look at the certification criteria. There are two conditions which you must satisfy if you want an NPTEL certificate. You have to score at least 40% in the upcoming NPTEL exam, or what they call as the Proctored exam. And along with that, your average assignment score should be at least 40%. And remember that NPTEL considers only your best 8 assignments out of the 12 assignments given in the course when calculating your average assignment score. If you are getting confused in calculating the average assignment score, what you can do is you can take the screenshot of your weekly assignments scores from your progress tab and drop that image in the Telegram group mentioned in the description, and I will let you know if you satisfy the condition of average assignment score or not. Or you can write your weekly assignment scores in the comment section also. Okay. If you fail to satisfy any of these conditions, you will not be eligible for an NPTEL certificate. Alright. So keep this criteria in your mind. And now let's discuss about exam pattern. The first thing is what type of questions would be there in the exam. Now let me make this very clear. The question paper would be entirely objective. There would be MCQ, MSQ, or fill in the blanks type questions. Okay. The type of the questions in the exam would be like what you see in your weekly quizzes. In your weekly quizzes, you see MCQs, multiple choice questions, in which only one of the options is correct, and MSQs, multiple select questions, in which more than one options are correct and you have to select all the right options. And sometimes you see fill in the blanks type questions also. So only these type of questions would be there in the exam. Okay. No programming question would be there in the exam. There won't be any programming assignment type of question, and you don't need to do any kind of programming there or get any test cases passed. Alright. And one more thing to note is that I have said that there won't be any programming assignment type question and you don't need to any kind of programming there. But as you have seen with the quizzes of this course, Programming in Modern C++, the questions of quiz assignments are themselves programming based. You have to either find the output of the program or you have to find the error in the program or something like that. So you have to have good understanding of the concepts discussed in the course of C++ programming. Then only you will be able to solve the paper very easily. And if you have this kind of query, what type of questions would be there in the exam or how the question paper will look like, I would say the question paper would look like your quiz assignments. The questions would be just like what you have seen in your quizzes, and there would be hardly one or two theoretical questions. Most of the questions would be just you would be given a C++ program and you are supposed to find the output or the error or something. If you are comfortable with C++ concepts, you would be able to do them as well. And another point to note is that there will be no negative marking. So don't leave any question unattempted. Attempt each and every question. So there will be 3 sections, section 1, section 2 and section 3. Section 1 will have 20 questions of 1 mark each. Section 2 will have 17 questions of 2 mark each. And section 3 will have 19 questions. And there would be 1 mark question as well as 2 mark question in section 3. There could be comprehension type questions also in section 3. Okay, this was the exam pattern last year, and you might see a little bit of variation in this exam pattern, but there won't be any drastic change. More or less it would be like this, so you don't need to worry about any kind of variation in the exam pattern. Next is from where the questions will be asked. Well, almost half of the questions would be from your assignments. Now this ratio may vary. Sometimes only 30% of the questions are from assignments, sometimes 50% or 60% of the questions are from assignments. And the questions would be either directly from your assignments as it is, or they would be very much similar to what you have seen in your assignments. The questions may get a little bit modified, but the underlying concepts will remain the same. Next question is how to prepare for the exam. The answer to this question depends on how much marks you want in the exam, what you are targeting. So if you just want passing marks, 40%, then here is what you should do. First of all, practice all the weekly quiz assignments provided in the course. You should be able to solve all the quiz assignment questions on your own. If you are able to do this, almost half of the question paper you would be able to do, and you will get a certificate very easily. Okay. But for that, you have to understand how we are able to find the output of a program, how we are able to identify that there would be an error at line number 1 or line number 2. So cramming up won't work. You have to understand the underlying concepts. Okay. Another thing to do is revise the lecture slides provided in the course. Revise the theory which is there in the PPTs so that you understand the topics discussed in the course. And you can follow NPTEL exam preparation series videos, which is basically a playlist of videos that I am uploading on my this YouTube channel, where I will be discussing all the important topics and all the possible questions on that particular topic. Okay, this will help you in gaining confidence in some important topics very quickly. And there are some important topics like friend function and operator overloading, from which there would be definitely 2 to 4 questions, and virtual function table, templates, exception handling. Definitely 2 to 4 questions would be there in the exam from these topics. And you can prepare some simple topics like virtual function, constructor overloading, friend functions, etc. If you prepare all these concepts from the very ground to a decent level, you would be able to solve many of the questions in the exam. And some topics like lambda function, move semantics, etc., which are part of the modern C++, definitely there would be questions from these topics. Okay. And I will be uploading some videos on these important topics, discussing these topics in as simple as possible way, so that you will be able to solve questions related to these topics. Okay, so if your question is what are some important questions, I would say your assignment, your quiz assignment questions are the most important questions. They are most likely to be asked in the exam. Now, if you want to score high in the exam, like you want elite or gold certificate or something, then first of all, you should do whatever I have discussed in the previous slide. And along with that, what you can do is you can practice previous year quiz assignment questions, and solving all these previous year questions will help you understand how a question is modified, how different variety of questions can be made on the same topic without changing much of the structure of a question. Okay. And another thing you can do is note down the topics covered in this course and study these topics from some other sources like YouTube or internet or some reference book, whatever. And another thing you can do is practice more and more objective questions based on the concepts of C++ programming discussed in this course. Now there are a few exam day guidelines which I would like to remind you. First of all, don't forget to take your admit card and your Aadhaar card or any other photo identification proof with you. You don't need to carry any kind of paper for rough work. Rough paper would be provided then and there, but you must carry your own pen and pencil for the rough work. You will not be provided with any kind of code editor or IDE or compiler. You have to find the outputs of the questions all by yourself. You would be provided with an on-screen calculator, and I will leave a link in the description so you can check that out and make yourself comfortable with the user interface. And all these guidelines will be there on your admit card as well, so make sure you read all these instructions carefully. Alright, that's all I have for you today in this video. Thanks for watching, and I wish you best of luck for your exam. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like button. If you have any kind of queries, feel free to ask me in the comment section below, and I will reply to you as soon as possible. And I will see you in the next video.